Good morning. Quick editor's note here. So I find that as I'm traveling around these different countries and talking to people, trying not to be rude, I usually don't pull my camera out right away. I want to talk to them, build some rapport, and get to know them. But often, as we're just building rapport, I find that they say truly amazing things that really encapsulate what it's like to be in this place and to give a really good perspective. But since I don't have my camera out, it's kind of like it was missed. And then for me to try to remanufacture that moment sometimes or to get them to say the same thing is often missed. So this time, my cousin came over to hang out, and immediately when she told me she was a teacher, I said, can I whip this camera out and record you? And so this is me getting to know my cousin for the first time. And since we just did this interview right out of the blue in the kitchen, you can hear the fridge in the background. My bad, sorry about that. I hope you enjoy this interview, the teacher's perspective of Carnival. But yeah, as I get to know my cousin for the first time, could you tell the camera your name and what do you do?
Okay, Crystal Henry. I'm a teacher at St. Hilda's Government Primary, Forest Street, Laventille. A standard one teacher.
Awesome. So yeah, how long have you been doing that and what got you into teaching?
March will be 2 years officially with the Ministry of Education. I've been tutoring a while now. So let's say 4 or 5 years, yeah.
So what's your main subject that you tutor in?
A student, when I first met her, she was in first year, so it was all subjects.
Oh, okay.
No, nothing specific.
How would you describe the atmosphere of Trinidad and Tobago during Carnival compared to normally?
Chaos. Chaos. Bacchanal. Yeah. Even in school, we found like the week leading to Carnival Friday, everything was just the students weren't settled. Like even today, it's when you get caught up in population of the school. That came out.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Because
So,
Wednesday, Ash Wednesday.
yes, it's Ash Wednesday, and they're still
They're on maracas.
relaxing. They're still, yes, they're on maracas. They're still relaxing. The parents.
It's in the air. It's in everybody.
It's just, yeah, because like for quiet time, normally let's have like a wake up song. And the day before we had Jump Up Thursday, right? I played DNA.
Oh yeah.
What?
They hop on top of the desk.
Well, I mean, they're on the ground.
Oh yeah. They all students on the ground.
Actually saw one, yes, he's short. So he used the opportunity to go on the bench and jump up. It was nice. It was
And they're how old?
8, 9, 7, and 9.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And they already got it in their spirit.
Yes. To the point, I remember the first social studies test. The question was, this year is. So we have been learning this on New Year, 2020. Somebody with Carnival.
It's kind of. This is kind of.
This year's Carnival, so they're ready, right?
Right. Once January hits, it's Carnival.
It's Carnival. I was surprised by the answer. So it takes over. It's infectious. I would say. Chaotic, exciting, come back and we like it. Yeah.
Now, for like the students, like what are some struggles you find like students have here in Trinidad?
Generally, to me, I find the problem sometimes is reading. And if we have like that support at home, it will help a lot. It will help instead of just sending them like if we are babysitters.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like they do the teaching.
Yeah, right? So, and in the area, when I joined, it was after COVID. Like COVID now ended. So a lot of them came back with a lot of hostility because they remember at home,
Yeah.
in each other's face all the time, you hear the parents, that kind of stuff. And they just want to be loved. That kind of
I see.
feeling, somebody listening to them. Just a hug. That's gone a long way for my students. I still have students. I mean, they're in higher classes, but they'll still come back. Check my best want a hug. How are you? I mean, not all the time I can listen. But as my daddy's always telling me, everybody's gravitate towards love. And you can see that.
That's good. That's
You
true.
can see that. You can see they really need that. It's hard when I now joined too. There was a student who was aggressive. I couldn't understand why he would come angry and trying to figure out what going in the home. And time has passed, and you would hear him writing about me, his favorite teacher. I still don't understand like what I did.
But you were nice to him.
I guess. So they really need love.
Yeah, and I saw a commercial on the other day where it was saying like children have rights to be heard and something like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I never heard at least in the States, I never heard a commercial like that. But so is that a big issue? Children are not listened to.
You see, because I guess we grew up for a long time with parents and
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you have nothing important to say.
No, be quiet, that kind of. But no, it is really important to listen and to hear because they teach us things that we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's important because next thing something going on in their lives, we miss it. And then we wonder, how come I didn't know? We didn't know.
Yeah.
So
no one listened to them.
Yeah. So it is really important, as I say, that advertisement. Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. You know, I have a niece, 12 now, but I remember when she was like 6 years old. Like when she just started talking, she did not like meat. She would say, I do not want to eat animals. And I'm just like, what are you saying? And I was like, here's a piece of chicken. No, I'm not going to eat it. And as she's like growing older and like she's eating food, I would just try to sneak little bits. Because I'm just horrible. So I just try to sneak a little meat. And she's like, no, I'm not going to eat it. I'm just like, it really shocked me that like this tiny little girl like had a true like, she knew who she was, she knew what she wanted, she knew what she didn't want at that young age. And I'm just like,
did she say
like,
why?
how do you know?
Did she say why?
I mean, because they're animals and love and all that stuff. And
we heard it.
They're animals. I'm just like, how do you know what you're talking about? She's like, here's some meat. So,
no, but I realize that too. At a young age, they are more self-aware.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so it will force them.
In our culture, you don't believe a child would have an idea of what it wants or needs.
No. And that's a really good example.
And for when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, what's something that you think people should know, or like a lot of people aren't aware of, culture as it goes on in the future, and like how it's been changing? No.
I don't find it changing.
No, you don't think anything's changed since 2020? Maybe
I think it needs to change because I don't play master. I've never played master. The only time I play master with parents told me I do like the sun, because I complain and the sun is too hot. But observing the costumes, I find that we should bring back like the more traditional. I understand that we're in a time where, and to me it's sad that I encourage skin is in.
Yeah, skin is in.
Too much skin, too much. I mean, there's nothing left in imagination anymore.
Nothing.
Right?
It's all there.
Exactly. It is all. What I don't like though is that I can't criticize her, but then the same persons come and tell us about dignity. And decency and.
You were scrubbing the ground with your ass just this other week.
Right? It's kind of it cancels itself. The costumes need to come back to a little more covered, a little more traditional, a little more the reason of Carnival. I mean, from what I remember and understand, is where we express ourselves.
Yeah,
from slavery, from.
Like, I guess the way kind of how I seen it is like, okay, like you even have doctors out here just shaking all the ass out here, but I'm just like, I guess it's just culture, and so it's like. There's no dignity or anything to it. I figured it was just like, it's just what everyone does. But again, from an outsider perspective, it's like, yeah, your lawyers and your cops and your nurses, they're going to go shake, but then they're going to go back.
Together, at that time to free ourselves. There's no discrimination. That is a plus for it, I guess. Right? But...
And women get to be free and just shake it without any judgments.
Any innovation, we're not body shaming.
No. Everyone can shame, everyone can dance with every single man.
It's a plus. But, and then what? So Monday and Tuesday and then
Lent.
We go back. Then Lent.
Because I know it's like the whole purpose of it is like you overindulge because you're going to give away. But then it's like, we really overindulge.
I mean, these are just my opinions.
I love
somebody else will say,
yes,
what's she talking about? Right?
But we need all the different perspectives, all the different opinions.
But overexposed. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of commercialization has gone into it and to sell it. It's like we need as much ass as possible so we can make as much money as possible.
To me, then what's the difference between that and OnlyFans? It kind of watch it. You're right, to get it free. Monday and Tuesday then.
I mean, as long as no one's tipping.
No.
Okay, if you had a tip jar right here as you're shaking,
all right. Okay. I get what you mean.
That's the only difference.
I know what you mean. That is, I'm getting paid. I'm getting.
Yeah.
But to me, like the same exposure, then is the same.
I mean, it's still out there. Even if, it's like if you were trying to, especially if you're like, I should cover up because only my man should see all these things. It's like everyone's seen it.
Yeah, that's just because of my upbringing too.
Yeah. All right, but so back in the day, what maybe like 90s or 80s, it was less because that's what we teach in the class. Like we had the traditional characters come in. Fancy sailor. Somebody in a whole sailor suit with a stick and you're dancing. I think I've seen that guy out there.
Right.
I want to do a video on all the different characters because it seems like there's a lot.
There's a lot. The damn Lorraine, that's a big bottom, big breast, but still covered.
Get too big. Known for her bountiful bosom and her large derriere, the Dame Lorraine is one of the more enigmatic old mask characters out of Trinidad Carnival. Who is she? What is she about? Well, today we're finding out on this episode of Carnival as we are at the home of June Sanka, Dame Lorraine extraordinaire. In the case of this, it's just a part of the full get-up, head to toe in costume. So who is the Dame Lorraine?
Well, the Dame Lorraine is a character that came out of, let's just say, the ending of slavery, right? What would happen is the masters of the house, which is the ladies and the men, they would have these balls, right? And the slaves would watch through their windows. They would dress up, use them to emphasize how the ladies would look with their busts and the behind, right? And they would use old fabrics and so, and that is how the Dame Lorraine was created.
Yeah, she's very much covered.
Yes.
Now, if she was made this day, she'd have all that, but just a thong.
Right.
Different character.
It's important to keep the meaning of it to me.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the original meaning was to celebrate, and the bosses, the slave owners won't let us celebrate, so we're having our own celebration.
So we're having our own.
And we're also mocking them.
Right.
Like we have our own, beauty and dignity and all
so
this.
I guess modern times now, what? We
now we're shaking it for the slave masters.
Understand? So I tried to look at it as, okay, we dressing covered. 360 64, 63 days.
Yeah.
All right, and we free up 2 days then.